Some people smoking in DC. And one of the first people that we met is this gentleman that I've got the pleasure of bringing up to the front of the stage. He's 1/3 of a powerful team, but he represents not only all thirds of the team, but he represents the entire nation and the Wealth Builders Nation worldwide. So please, without further ado, welcome to the front of the stage, no other than my man, Kevin 2X Thompson! We'll give him some room. There he is, my brother. Woo! Let's go, Weekend 9! Man. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Michael Delco and his lovely wife, Ms. Monisha Delco. I want to thank them because without them, none of us would have had an amazing opportunity in this beautiful arena. First and foremost, give all yourselves a round of applause for being here. Now, we've all already came here this weekend. We've been inspired. We've had some amazing information that has taken place. I already understand that because you're in the building, I'm dealing with like-minded individuals that want to be free. Yes or yes? And I humbly come before you as a representation in the foundership of an organization called Team Freedom. Team Freedom, where you at? An awesome acronym that stands for Finding Real Educated Entrepreneurs to help develop others to a millionaire mentality. And that's our mission. But today what I want to do is I want to kind of shift gears just a little bit, because in all of the inspiration that we've had this weekend and all the information that we've had that has been inspiring, I felt it moved on my spirit that I just needed to tell my story today. Are y'all okay if I just tell my story? I'm gonna try to be very brief, and I promise you I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but I came from very humble beginnings. At a very young age, I found myself on the wrong side of the track. At about 17, I was actually federally incarcerated. I was thrown in a shark's den as a little tadpole. And then being in that environment, dealing with all the tragedy and all of the things that took place in those types of environments, man, I was molded in the wrong fashion. And there was a point in time in that situation that I didn't even know if I was gonna make it through my federal sentence. So I started to live my life like tomorrow didn't matter. And it was shortly after that that I was introduced to this phenomenal individual called the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And because of the Nation of Islam, it changed my life. The discipline therein made me into a whole nother individual, and I found myself 8.5 years later being released from that incarceration, struggling to find a career by which I could take care of my then 7.5-year-old son. See, when I went in, his mom was 2.5 months pregnant. So I missed all of that. And so I came home and I tried to work. I tried to find jobs. I remember one time I went to a mall and I put an application in each and every store, and I got no callbacks. And I had a probation officer that had her foot on my neck. And when I would find a job, she would say, no, you can't work out. My dad was an entrepreneur at the time, and he had kind of raised me in the transportation industry. trucking to be exact. And so I started to model behind him, and I started to, I started driving trucks, and my probation officer kept telling me, no, you can't go out cross state lines. And I'm saying to her, man, what are you talking about? I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything that I could do to try to be a productive citizen, and you the one that keeps telling me I can't do it. I'll never forget one day, I went into her office unannounced. She said, Mr. Thompson, what are you doing here? I sat in the chair and I said, I'm here because I want you to call the marshals and I want you to send me back. She said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm already up against the 8 ball. And I can't do this with you not being willing to help me. I said, so I might as well go back to where I was at. She said, I'm not hearing you. Go ahead and leave my office. And I said, no, you don't understand. Either you're gonna call them, or all of this stuff that's on your desk is gonna be on the floor, and I'm gonna give you a reason to call them. True story. She looked at me and she saw that I was dead serious. She said, what is it that you need from me? I said, what I need from you is to relax. Let me be one of the cases that you got in your file that you can ignore. I have been an individual that has come to you on time. I have been an individual that has shown you. I have been an individual that is preparing this one opportunity. Relax. She relaxed. And I stand before you guys today to say that shortly after that, I was introduced into the industry of network marketing because I still couldn't find a job. I had that big F on the back of my back called a felony. And everywhere I went, before they met me, they met my felony. So I was prejudged before I even got to walk in the room. I'm giving this story because I think somebody in here might need to hear it. And so therefore, when I stumbled upon this industry rescued me. I started my own business. As Mr. Allen Austin said, we gotta become business owners as opposed to consumers. And it was because of my LLC that I was able to hide under the radar of my felony. Because now when I went out and I established contracts and went and established business for myself, people saw my business and not me. I'm going somewhere. And then I met some phenomenal individuals, and they started to coach me about coaching people. They started coaching me about self-development. They started coaching me about how to handle individuals and win their mindset over to yours. And I got into a network marketing industry that in my career with them, I made a nice 7-figure income. So all the people that saw me and all the people that met me, they applauded me and they talked and they said, hey, congratulations and thank you, as many of you did last night, and I thank you back. But those people didn't know my story. And I'm saying this because I know somebody in here, you might be sleeping with the enemy right now. You might got a partner in your life that don't necessarily subscribe to the vision that you see in this building. You might have a situation that you're enduring right now with your mom or your sister or your brother or your cousin or your business partner. They don't subscribe to what they see. But I stand here today to show you that you always can have a do-over. You can always reset the clock. And nobody will know your past unless you tell it to them. See, today, some of you guys know that my wife was supposed to be here. And unfortunately, well, fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you see things, her father was placed on the lung donor, national donor list, September the 2nd. He's waiting for a lung transplant. Please keep him in your prayers. The day before she got on her flight to come here, they rushed him to the emergency room. And they hospitalized him indefinitely due to the fact that his oxygen levels have been decreasing too low. Now I stand here because of the fact that she still encouraged me to still move forward, to do what we're doing right now. There was a part in the time, there was a situation where my dad, in his medical situation, KaratBars has produced a situation that has allowed us both to be free. And in that freedom, she sits at his bedside right now in this moment. But I'm so grateful because this whole time, down to maybe 10 seconds before I came on this stage, she's steady sending me messages. And I still see her steadily posting in the background, talking about how phenomenal this event is and how phenomenal KaratBars is. I'm saying that because I'm going somewhere. It's all about how you prepare yourself in the moment. It's all about how you take and partner yourself with the right individuals, to have people that are around you that support your vision, but you gotta raise yourself to that challenge. You gotta be the person that does not take the no for no. It's just not right now. And you gotta be the individual that understands that irregardless of what's gonna happen, like Mr. Amazing said, if it's gonna be up to me. Because you can rest assured and trust and believe that through the course of this 20 years that I've now been unincarcerated, being here, never been back, never having any issues, having amazing businesses, having an amazing group, having an amazing team. All of it came from resilience. All of it came from my belief. All of it came from the fact that I was mentored by some great individuals. You gotta get yourself and rub yourself up against some great individuals. Don't find yourself being that 10th broke person because you hanging with 9 other ones. And when you go through things and when you deal with the challenges, deal with them and keep going. Because as long as God blesses you with another day to open your eyes, you got a do-over. And can't nobody say who they thought you were or who they think you are until it's a period placed upon your life. But you got to remember that the dash that happens in the middle is where it's most important. When you get to the other side of that dash, as we all will, you want to be in a position of being able to have millions of people say, I'm affected because of that dash. That's me. I want to lay an effect on everybody that I touch. And I want to thank so many individuals that helped me to get to this stage right here today. Individuals that I rode the back, the ones that I shared this stage with. I'm so humbled to have a gentleman like the amazing Rodney Roach in my city, helping me build this business with the amazing leaders that he got on his back. But see, I don't want to start calling names because the stage will be packed. Team Freedom represents a lot of individuals. Team Freedom represents everybody in this crowd because we all striving to get free. Yes or yes? We all came here this weekend so that we could find the real educated entrepreneurs to help us all develop others to a millionaire mentality. Y'all with me on that? So as I said, I stand in my clothes, stand before you today thanking this business, thanking the fact that I never gave up, even when there was times, and some of you heard my story, where I had a major stupid attack. The gentleman that brought this opportunity to me, he was a good friend of mine, but I didn't respect his business acumen towards network marketing. And I registered in this business just so he could stop asking me to. And it's unfortunate, true story, this person may be mad that I mentioned this, but had I took it seriously, I would have some amazing individuals on my team like a Tanisha Glassby. I missed you, sweetie, I'm sorry. I got into this business in December and I never logged back into my back office. She called me in February and said, "What you know about KaratBars?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm in there, but I ain't doing nothing with it." My arrogance. And look at what I missed out on. But the bottom line is that the resilience of striving for freedom led me back 17 months later. I'm saying this to you guys because I want you to understand you do not want to give up on your blue dots. You do not. I was that gentleman that now in February of 2017, I got another nudge, and that nudge said, you need to take a look at this business. Because like Mr. Delco said a little while ago, I was reminded, you're doing all right over there with them vitamins and things. But would you rather have a garage full of products or a garage full of gold? And because of that, I looked back into this business, and then I made my very first phone call to my partner, Brian Battle, and I said, "Bro, if you just got a little piece of gas, man, just a little drip of gas, I need one more run out you, bro." And when I told him that it was gold, he said, "Let's go." And so therefore him and my wife, we started Team Freedom. And 48 hours after that phone call to Brian Battle, we brought 142 people into this business. Some of those individuals are in this room and we call them the Team Freedom Originals. Individuals like Miss Kimberly Henning. She was one of those first calls. Please give her applause. Individuals like Ronald and Kate Coleman, our chef. Please give them a round of applause. Individuals like J.C. Moore. She was one of those original calls. Mr. Jeff Thomas. He was one of those original calls. And then slowly picking up the rear, we had Jamil Muhammad. He was one of those calls. And it was because of those mighty men and women that you all see the thousands of individuals that represent Team Freedom. They have us traveling all over the world. But guess what? It started from belief in not giving up. It started from the aspiration of just wanting to be free. My time freedom was the most precious thing that I could think of because I had lost so much time being incarcerated. And I looked up and I said to myself, man, what am I going to do now that I'm blessed? I was blessed back in 2012 with a new baby boy. Man, and I promise you, this gentleman became everything to my world. But the thing about it was that I did not want to miss a moment. I had already missed the first moments in my first boy. But God gave me a do-over, y'all. And I stand here to say that today, I don't miss no field trips. Yeah. He's my alarm clock. I don't own one. He wakes me up every morning. I take him to school every day. I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to tell y'all about some freedom. Are y'all with me? I want you to understand what it feels like to be a free man. Don't nobody tell me when I gotta punch no clock. I punch my own clock. And now, gratefully to say, because of KaratBars, the financial freedom, we touching it. The time freedom, we touching it. But I guarantee you, in a few minutes, we're gonna touch up on this thing called location freedom, you guys. And it's gonna be amazing. So as I close, I wanna say to somebody in this room, I'm talking to you, this is the moment where you gotta dig in deep. And you gotta understand what you heard today, you gotta take it back. And you gotta let that thing sit in the spirit of your heart. And you gotta make sure that don't nobody take you off your square. Don't allow nobody, no status, don't allow no situation, don't allow whatever you did before today to interfere with your growth for tomorrow. It's all about now and on. We got the amazing company, you got the amazing team. Now it's time for you to be one who's amazing. Kevin 2X.
Kevin 2X Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.